Hello everyone. Today we've got some very silly invasions. I'm going to be fighting hosts with torches because I have to do something while I'm refilling all the rune arcs that I lost to the bosses along the way. Fortunately, um, these two hosts are in their summer swimwear for the Shady Erdtree DLC, and the Serpent Bone Blade that I'm using starting off with inflicts deadly poison, and them not wearing armor makes that a whole lot easier to inflict. As you can see, the host is already poisoned with very few hits, and the Serpent Bone Blade is not arcane scaling, so it doesn't get any bonuses from arcane, and you can't infuse it, so it just has the raw 66 poison buildup. However, it's still very effective. Now here I'm going to be using the Sentry Torch because I've been experimenting with both the Sentry Torch and St. Trina's Torch. The Sentry Torch deals holy damage, and it actually has pretty good attack rating and damage for equal level players. However, it does way too more, so my equip load got messed up there for a moment. Why am I using the Sentry Torch and not St. Trina's Torch? Well, in the next invasion, I'm going to show you that St. Trina's Torch can be a little bit brutal. So against honest players like these guys, who are just getting all of their summer suntan ready for the DLC, I want to just test out a regular torch that deals a lot of damage. And the holy damage on it is really nice too, because if people level Vigor, they have a lot of natural fire resistance. So here we are in Stormvale Castle, where I will show you that the Sleep Torch is actually kind of busted in 1v1s. Because sleep boluses are not super easy to come by. You can buy them, but they're expensive, and there are very few enemies, none that I can really recall, that use them. And here I have Stormhawk Axe as my other offhand, because it's my soft swap, just to keep things rolling through. But yeah, there's not really any enemies that inflict sleep. So and there I wanted to test if I could science the combo of Sleep Torch into Stormhawk Axe's Ash of War, but it's a little bit slow. However, as you can see, sleep is very devastating, and I'm able to get a couple of free hits off. But again, um, unless you're specifically like doing arena matches or something, sleep is not something that people are generally prepared for. Now, St. Trina's sword is that's in the unfun category. I'm not going to use that because that is, especially power stance, is ridiculously too good, and I don't think it's honest to use on in base level invasions against hosts like any normal host. Stormhawk Axe, they kind of have to walk into it, and also that was a White Mask double blood peeler over leveled Phantom, as you can see by me getting about 25,000 runes from there. They are close to the level 300 mark. So Stormhawk Axe, the Ash of War is absolutely ridiculous, but they do actually have to over aggress into you, so I feel like it's relatively honest compared to some of the stuff that you can do with similar stats. And the Torch moveset is well, it's not St. Trina's Torch, but here we actually have a Vikes cosplay. I'm pretty sure he's over leveled based off of the spells and everything that he's using, and the lower damage he takes from the torch, though it could be a combination of armor and raw stats. But this guy's actually sticking to the stuff that Vike uses, and is just being pretty chill. And also, I really like these guys because instead of like running away back to the Grace Point, they're actually just fighting me with the giant octopus, and I love that. And that's why part of like I love invasions is you run into stuff like this giant octopus, and you have where in the middle of a fighting ring, and that makes everything really interesting. And without Bleed or Frost procs and them getting the critical hits on the octopus, that thing has a lot of health even in standard new game, and as a result it is a very permanent obstacle throughout this fight. And here, again, I'm just being silly and testing out the torch. I'm not feeling super threatened at this point because these guys seem, even though I feel out leveled, this guy's going for like the frenzy grab. He's just having a good time, so I'm also just having a nice time swinging this torch around because the reach on it is not insane comparatively to some of the to some other stuff. And now here, with them going a bit further towards the back, I'm going to start hucking some volcano pots to occupy some area. And there he's using like the frenzy walk, which is, if I didn't have an area to back up, would be really deadly. And there I throw a volcano pot really far past, and I do the unthinkable. I use the R1 on the Stormhawk axe. No one ever uses the light attack on that, right? Right? Well, GG guys, that was a fun fight with the octopus, and I appreciate it. Now this guy is in Mogwin Palace, so either he had to have invaded people, or something in order to get here. And he did have a friend, but the friend severed so he could get the grace point, I think, or try and sit down and rest. But here I am apparently the scariest invader in the entire world because I am chasing him with a torch. And because this was one of the invasions where I didn't actually know the setup, I soft swapped to the Stormhawk axe and just mash Fires of Slumber, and we get a DC, which is absolutely hilarious. Like, you're 3 feet from a grace and I'm chasing you with a torch. Oh man. But yeah, it was this invasion that I'm just like, maybe Sleep Torch is a little bit too good for running honest stuff. And a lot of this I'm just showing because, and just talking about it because it's a little bit of a science experiment, because I didn't really know how good it was, and I'm with Shadow of the Erd Tree on the horizon. I'm just like, you know what, we can do some science, and also with it being pretty inferior to the actual Sleep Sword. But as you can see, just like the torch moveset is like, it's pretty fast and does decent poise damage. So I'm able to follow around and do pretty good damage and inflict sleep buildup even through shield guards slightly. And because it has the split damage, it also does a little bit of damage through shields that have 100% physical block. Yeah, St. Drina's torch is good. And then there I soft swap, and I think that looked like it was a free R1 from the Serpent Bone Blade, because I think I was attempting to go for Stormhawk Axe again just to try and science that, but I think that is too slow in general if they try and mash out of things, and but still you can get in 2 R1s, which is kind of ridiculous. And here, I love these guys. It's another overleveled Phantom with their friend, except they're just cool, and they fight me one-on-one, which is not something that you have to do, but is always silly, and I appreciate it. They're just like, oh, you're an invader, you're trying to save the other guys. You're gonna stop wave, say hello, no hard feelings. And also the overleveled Phantom is doing like a full Carrion Knight cosplay, which is actually pretty cool. They've got the cool spells. They've got some sword sorceries. They've got Moongrim's shield for parrying. There, I was very fortunate that Catch Flame did enough poise damage to bust Piercer, or I could have taken a whole lot of damage. Yeah, in terms of setup, straight sword versus one-hand katana, this is a pretty, a pretty even tool set match. Though the deadly poison on Serpent Bone Blade is really good, and not knowing how many heals they had, I opt for the throwing knives just to make sure that ends, because I don't always know whether the host is going to stand by as their friend is dying or jumping in. And a 2v1 in a dead area is not what I was looking for at this time. But for being very friendly, host gets a bow, and I will swap over to the Sentry Torch, which is No status, just good damage and a nice, silly fight. So I hope you all enjoy these invasions as I'm recuperating rune arcs from Moog, Niall, and next boss episode, Loretta. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had an awesome time. I hope you enjoy the end of this invasion, and have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!